Let's get into it, Coach Colin news. People are speculating that Ron DeSantis might be a little bit more than just a VP pick for Donald Trump ever since, what is it, the 30th today, 2 days ago, they had a meeting, apparently. So Trump praises, great meeting with DeSantis in Florida. Their first conversation since the governor dropped out of the race. I go a little bit here because I want to find out some more. Apparently, the meeting was held in Miami. It was arranged by a mutual contact, a real estate investor named Steve Witkoff. Two had a contentious relationship in the primary because, Trump always dominates people. But DeSantis endorsed him after, and apparently they had a meeting. Now, nobody knows what happened in this meeting, but we do know that directly after the meeting, DeSantis started going at Biden and praising Trump. So I don't know if this is a meeting about DeSantis becoming VP or if it's just a meeting about, hey, listen, let's get some more people talking about Biden, talking about Trump. Maybe Trump knows that he can't campaign the way he wants to, so maybe he has somebody else go out there and say some things, so it's not Trump saying it over and over again. I don't know, but DeSantis went and said this directly after. Let's get into it.
Issue saying that Florida is now back in play as a result of that. Your thoughts?
So first of all, if you remember when I became governor, this state had almost 300,000 more registered Democrats than Republicans. Today, we have 900,000 more registered Republicans than Democrats. Just those demographics, I think it's a very uphill climb, but I also think it's an uphill climb because of Biden's failed leadership and failed policies. And it's hard for middle class people to afford a home because interest rates are over 7%. They were a lot lower when Trump was in office. Now they're through the roof, and their payments double effectively for the average price of a home. He's let in 10 million people illegally come across our southern border. Yes, criminal aliens. Yes, people from terrorist sponsoring regimes. Maduro has released people from prison and sent them to the border. It's been a total disaster. Not only is he letting people come through the border, he's actually flying in people from places like Haiti under an illegal parole program. And unfortunately, you had this young girl in Massachusetts that one of the people Biden flew in from Haiti is now charged with sexually assaulting this 14-year-old girl. How is that in our country's interest for them to do? What about the inflation? They said it would go away. Inflation seems to be accelerating. People haven't gotten any relief from any of this stuff. So look, if that was the record you had, I understand they would try to figure out anything they could to try to change the dynamic or to try to change the focus from the failed leadership. But they failed on fiscal, they failed on inflation, they failed on interest rates, they failed on the border. And oh, by the way, is this world more peaceful than it was when Trump was president? Not even close. And so Biden's been a failed leader internationally, and I think that becomes more and more apparent every day. But here's what I would say, and some of your employers would appreciate this message. I welcome Biden-Harris to spend a lot of money in Florida. Light up the airwaves. Do it. Light it on fire. We are fine with you doing that here, but I can confidently predict that you'll see Republican victories, not just at the top of the ticket, but up and down the ballot, and I think that's a good thing.
Wow. Very, very classy. He's always handled himself very classy, even when, this is the most bashing I've seen him do of a person. But it's all justified. It makes perfect sense. He didn't tell one lie, from inflation to the peace in the world under Trump versus the absolute wildfire of war that's happening under Biden. Everything he said made perfect sense. The border, 10 million people coming through, storming the country. You have no idea who they are. I always add into this. Many people from the terrorist watch list got caught trying to come through. Who knows who actually got through? and then that's just the watch list alone. What about the guys who are like, the new rookies in the game who are just getting through because nobody knows who they are yet, and they're trying to make their bones coming through and possibly, God forbid, but doing something very nefarious. And that's been the speculation. Even the FBI has speculated that that's a big possibility. So, I think what DeSantis said is perfect. Failed leader. Absolutely failed leader. I don't think that's not just, listen, I always talk about my biases. I got a bias. I like Trump, want to see him as president. But it's not an overstatement to say that he has failed at many things. There are so many people who are upset about everything he's done. There's so many people who don't like anything that he has done. They don't like how he handles the border. They don't like what they're seeing with inflation. They don't like what they're seeing when they go to the grocery store. They don't like what they're seeing when they go to the gas station. They don't like what they're seeing in the country. They don't like the way things feel. They don't feel safe. They're seeing the whole world ignite in war. They don't know what's going to happen. God forbid something touches American soil. It's terrible. This is terrible. This is the worst. I don't know how anybody could possibly look at Trump and be like, but at least it's not that guy. I mean, that guy, he's the things he says, man, come on. It's like, who cares? I'm at the point now, after Biden, there could be a president who is openly racist. There could be a president who is openly racist. And I just be like, all right, well, gas is cheaper. These housing rates, the insurance, the interest rates have gone down to 2%. Let the man speak. Let the man say what he has to say. I don't mind. It's getting just like anybody else. Me. And I can confidently tell you, I cannot run the country, but I'll do it better. That's it. I'll do it better. For sure I'll do it better. What? I'm telling you, it should be a regular person. When Trump finishes his second term as president, should be a regular person. Regular person would do so much better. They'd be like, oh, we'll just block up the border. And they'd be like, well, the UN says. They'd be like, oh, I don't care about any of that. I was an electrician a week ago. Seal up the border. Spend this money to do this. Is that okay? Like, it's just, a regular person would just be... There's no attachments. And that was the thing that a lot of people don't like about Trump, is that he didn't have these attachments. I remember somebody saying, I think it was Brett Weinstein. He was like, oh, his temperament. He would call out people who were Democrats, and then also he would attack somebody if he didn't like the way they were operating and they were Republican. It's like, good. More of that. More of that all the time. That should be normal. That should be a normal thing that happens. That's a good temperament. That even if someone who's supposed to be behind you acts up, you get to go, what'd you just do? And then you tell everybody in the media, I don't like the way that guy's behaving. He did something very bad. Isn't that what you want from a president? From any public official? I don't get it. Man, but failed leader. We're going to get into this clip because I like to show both sides. You know me. I want to show you both sides, okay? So this is a Democrat. He's talking about Biden now. He sees it a little differently. Not so different, but just a little different from what I was just saying and what DeSantis said. Here you go.
Well, listen, this president has presided over an economy that is growing at record rates. We have unemployment at a structurally low number. If you want a job in this country, you can get it. Crime is plummeting. We saw a 12% reduction in crime in our urban areas. Listen, there is still a lot of progress to be made here, but if Donald Trump wins, it's going to be the same trickle-down economic policies that we lived with. You will have a reckless, irresponsible administration that tries to seek to divide us from each other. Joe Biden still has work to do, but this is a growing, good economy. Our streets are safer. This country is respected around the world again. I admit this is going to be a very close election, but I think Joe Biden is going to have an incredible record to run on. Well, listen, this...
What is he talking about? Maybe I'm messed up, but inflation is bad, right? Like, oh man, it's just, I don't understand he said. Listen to me right now. He said crime was down. But here's the thing. If you arrest somebody, the same person, every day for stealing $900 worth of stuff because they didn't go over the limit, if you arrest them and then release them, that doesn't mean crime's going down. It means you're not reporting it properly. You're not recording the actual crime because you're releasing everybody. It's different. Crime is not down. There's a Chilean gang that's merging with MS-13 and they're robbing houses all over Michigan like crazy. What? What is he talking about? People in California, when they leave their cars, they roll their windows down because they'd rather just get robbed than to have their windows smashed and get robbed. What? Huh? Are you okay, man? What is this guy talking about? Listen, crime is down. Listen, I'm a millionaire and I've been a millionaire for a long time. I got to tell you, things are cheap. Okay? I mean, private planes are pretty cheap. Crime is down. I mean, I've lived in a gated community for years now and I don't see any crime. I don't even see any blacks where I live. I mean, this is a great country, you understand? Biden has made things fantastic. What are you talking about? Crime is down, and if you want a job, you can get it. This guy's a senator. When's the last time you tried to get a job? What are you talking about? When is the last time this guy had to go and sit down in an interview and they're like, you forklift certified? Yeah, forklifts, cherry pickers. Yeah. Okay, can you do gas? You do electric, right? Yeah, for sure. You know how to use a pump jack? Yeah, of course. When's the last time you had to have that conversation? Never. I guarantee you never has had to have that conversation. If you want a job, you can have it. Okay, give it to me. That's what so there should just be people all over the country who don't have jobs. Be like, give me the job you're talking about. He's gonna be like, are you certified in DEI? We need someone to teach anti-racism. Absolutely ridiculous. But again, he has his view. That's how. And you know what's crazy? That's how some people see it. You know what's wild? Is that somebody, because this is just a clip, right? But this is actually on a major news station. Somebody watched this on TV. There are people who watch this and they go, that's how it is. That's how it is. They go, okay, if somebody wants a job, they can get it, and crime is down. Okay. That's what it is. The economy's doing great. Absolutely great. Okay. But if you play that clip to people who are lower class, who are grinding it out just to make ends meet, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? People in Chicago are talking about illegal immigrants urinating on their lawns. They're carrying guns and they got cars and they're blocking up. They're parking wherever they want. What are you talking about? I'm telling you, man, I keep saying it. These people should have to communicate with the public. They should have to. It should be something they have to do weekly. Every week they have to interact with 500 people who are just regular people. They should have to do it. Maybe not even 500. Just one person who's poor. They should have to sit down and talk with them. And you should just be like, okay, now say all the things you were going to say to that person, that news anchor. Say all those things to this person. Could you imagine sitting in front of somebody from Chicago who's living in the projects and you're like, listen, crime is down? They'd be like, I got shot on the way here, sir. What are you talking about? You're like, oh, well, if you want a job, you can have it. There's plenty of jobs. They'd be like, can I have a job? Is that what you're saying? Are you giving me a job? Honey, senators gave me a job. Whoa. That's not what I meant. The economy's doing great. I don't know what you mean by the economy. What? I don't really know what the economy is. I have no gas though. I used all my gas to get here. Can I borrow $40 to fill my tank up a quarter of the way? Could I please? He'd be like, oh, this is very awkward. 40? Just give me the whole, give me all your money. Give me all your money. Cause crime's down, right? You just got robbed. Bye. It's just, I should make that into a sketch. That'd be a good sketch. They should have to communicate with the public. That's all I'm saying, man. They should have to talk to people who are really in these situations, who are really the ones who have to look for the jobs and feel the economy. Because when the most you do in terms of grassroots is you go on national television and talk to a news anchor, you're just disconnected. You just are. And it's not fair that these guys get to just say these things at us and walk away. It's not fair. It's so unfair. And then if you did write into this guy, and I know I always talk about, trying to do things on local levels and writing in and being heard that way because, you don't want it to turn into violence and chaos. But at the end of the day, this guy probably hands it off to an assistant, says, is it anything important? The assistant probably throws it away. And, it's not even an assistant. It's probably an intern. Doesn't even get to the assistant. It's just, man, it's just wild. Wild that you could say that. And then at the end of the day say, oh man, because if Trump gets back in power, it's going to be what we had to live with. And see, that's the thing. When he says what we had to live with, he doesn't care about how good everybody felt during that time. He's talking about what he has to deal with as a Democrat senator when Trump is in power. That's what he's actually talking about. That's when he actually feels the heat, because he's still working one of the cushiest jobs available in the world. But that's what he's talking about. He's not. Imagine someone came to him who's almost lost their house or has lost their house and said, oh, if things went back to the way they were, I'd be able to have my house and my 4 kids wouldn't have to worry about where we're going to sleep at night because we're in an apartment right now and there's only 2 rooms and there's 6 of us. He doesn't have to deal with that situation that I just brought up. He doesn't have to. I don't know, man. Anyways, I just wanted to show that DeSantis don't know what this secret meeting was. No idea what this secret meeting was. This could have been just a meeting about, hey, I need you to do some good press for me. You endorsed me. I need you to get out there and just spread the word about how bad things are right now and how good they could be with me. I need you to do that for me. I think DeSantis would be like, okay, I'll do that for you. Or it could have been a bigger conversation of, listen, I need to announce my VP pick. I'm hoping you could be that guy for me. I need somebody who people see as level-headed. I don't know. But people from Florida, I got a lot of family in Florida. They always say, we need DeSantis in Florida. And it's true, because who takes over and what will they do? But I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments of this whole thing. Do you think that there could possibly be a Trump-DeSantis ticket coming up soon? Other than that, I'm out. Like and subscribe.